Hey there, it's Jenny B from vitalitybyjenny.com, and I wanted to know if this sounds familiar. Oh, I know I shouldn't have eaten that. I know it always makes me feel like crap. Why did I eat that food? If you have ever been in this situation, then you'll know what I'm talking about. And maybe you can benefit from today's video. So that type of a situation occurred many times on my transition from unhealthy to healthy. And I wanted to express today that that is actually, I feel like that's an important part of the whole process. And that although sometimes we feel the next day after we've decided to eat something that we know we shouldn't have eaten, and we feel like crap the next day. The next day we don't understand why we do that, you know. But the thing is if you take a look at what you were feeling before you chose to eat that, then that will help you to understand a little bit more about why you're doing it, and it will help you to do it less often. So I may have alluded to this before, but I have come from a background of where I, ate like crap. I ate fast food, I ate out at restaurants every day, and I also smoked cigarettes, I drank a lot of alcohol, and I partied. So I did all the bad things that you could think about doing for your health. And at the time, looking back, I could tell that my life was pretty much, I lived for those moments where I was drunk or high, or that couple moments of the cigarette, or that few moments of feeling elated from the food, or whatever it was, whatever drug of choice it was at the time. The rest of my life was like dull, and then the food or the drugs or whatever would give me this momentary pleasure, and then my life would go back to being dull. And I didn't realize it at the time, but the thing that I thought was actually giving me the pleasure, the only amount of pleasure in my life, was actually the thing that was harming me and making the rest of my life so dull. And so once I started to give that up finally, and to switch over to eating healthy, I realized what I just said, that those things, while I used to feel like they were the only amount of pleasure in my life, once I switched over, I realized that no, I was actually way worse off when I was doing them, and that now the majority of my life is the pleasure that was just this little bit, now my life is pleasure. And, but the thing is, right before the change, right before you begin to see that, there's this like fear of loss. You're fearing that you're going to lose that little bit of pleasure that you actually have. And I see that a lot with people whenever they're getting ready to change or facing a situation where they feel like they should change their diet over to a healthy way of eating. A lot of times they feel like their pleasure from food is just this little bit of pleasure that they have in their lives, and if you take that away from them, then they're not going to have any pleasure at all. And so we feel that fear before we make that change. And of course, once they do make that change, then they realize how wrong they were in thinking that way. But this is a normal thing to feel and to think. And so, and it applies at every level. It's not just when you switch from, standard American diet to a healthy diet, or when you switch from doing drugs to not doing drugs, or drinking to not drinking, that sort of thing. It's every little step has this. So I I used to see it in Doug, when he would think about giving up meat. It was like, because he used to eat a lot of meat, and he enjoyed going out for ribs and hamburgers and that sort of thing. They were this huge pleasure for him. And he, I could sense from him and feel from him, and he would say these things about how, he couldn't imagine taking those out of his life completely because they give him so much pleasure. But now, after he's progressed, you know, now he eats if he would eat those things, I haven't seen him eat a burger in a very long time, but the last time I remember him eating a burger, it's like he would eat them, and then the next day he'd be like, oh, why did I do that? Why did you let me do that? It's not pleasure anymore, it's pain, you know. But so we know we have to learn on a deep level that what we used to do for pleasure is now painful. And the thing is that we have these habits ingrained in us. So we have been using burgers or using food or using drugs to get pleasure for a long time, to where we have created it as a habit. And so in our mind, when we think of burgers, we think pleasure. And so if we're at a point in our lives, even after you've changed your diet to a healthy way of eating, if you're at a point in your life where you're stressed out, or, you know, feeling sad, or like you're missing something in your life and you're searching for pleasure, then immediately, without you even being consciously aware of it, your mind is going to go to burger, because that's what I do for pleasure, you know? And so it's a process to retrain your mind to say, no, burger, that equals pain, you know? Pain, pain, pain. And to learn something else as pleasure. And the thing is, like I said, it just takes time and it takes experiences. And so it takes doing it over, you know, sometimes over and over again, eating a burger and saying, no, pain. Going through it again, eating a burger, no, pain, until you can get to the point where you are aware of the moment before you decide to eat a burger. You are aware of that moment, aware of that thought, that I am placing pleasure with hamburger right now. But wait, no, I know this is different. So you have to be very conscious in that moment that you're searching for pleasure and your brain hooks up hamburger. You have to be very conscious and have learned from experiences along the way that, oh, no, burger equals pain now. And once you can do that, then you're well on your way to saying goodbye to the, oh, why did I eat that, forever. So you may have heard me talk about how you do one thing is how you do everything, or when you make changes in one area of your life, it affects different areas of your life. And this is the same across the board too. So like, if you get this, if you come to a point where you understand and you experience it in your life, what I'm talking about here, becoming aware of the habitual patterns that you run unconsciously, subconsciously, being able to become aware in the moment, that crucial moment before you decide to act on the habitual thought, then you can change anything in your life. You can change anything that you do not like about your life, do not like about your personality, about the way you react to things, about, you know, anything in your life, what you eat, the habits that you have, if you clean up after yourself, you know. This is such a crucial lesson to learn if you are one who likes to make your life better. If you want to live the life that you dream about living in your head, then you have to come to a point where you realize that the habitual thoughts that you think every day, that have been ingrained in you for many, many years now, create or cause the actions that you take. And so even though you are consciously thinking different thoughts, there's only 5% of our thoughts that are actually conscious each day. So the other 95% of them are all subconscious. These are all your habitual thoughts, things that you've already decided long ago that was how you're going to react. So learning to be conscious in the right moment in time is crucial to making changes in your life. So I hope that this deep lesson, one that is challenging for sure, but has an amazing amount of benefits to it. I hope that you can allow that to sink in a little bit, and hopefully it will help you to make changes in the right place for you today. I love you guys, and if you would like my free ebook entitled The Sweet Way to Lose Weight, you can jump on over to the link that I have in the description box below. It's the very first link there. And you can get that ebook for free right now as a download, instant download to your desktop, okay? I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.